I would like to talk with you guys today about why we are investing in Indonesia and why we are investing in emerging markets and why it's so important for you to start thinking about it too. First of all, US investor, you expecting the bigger returns usually, right? That bigger returns can happen only if you're taking a risk. And that small risk always about the chance to lose money, right? But how not to lose money? To invest in more sustainable assets as real estate. Even if something happens, that you will have asset at all and you can use that asset for your own purposes or you can sell it in the end. But the question is why we are choosing real estate investment in Indonesia or any other country where we are invest our money. I will tell you the one simple point. Indonesia is really undervalued market right now. And I know that a lot of people are coming here for leisure, a lot of people coming here for travel, but not so much people thinking that it's a good opportunity to invest. So let's go to the numbers. First of all, Indonesia is the most sustainable economy in the world at this moment, and it's have the lowest inflation rate for the last 7 years. It's around like 1% per year. And that given to us the understanding that the government here probably like they are the not perfect guys, of course, such as the local people saying always, but they know what they are doing because their economy is sustainable and growing so good. The second thing is how much people are living here. Indonesia is one of the largest population countries in the world, and that have more than 250 millions of people who are living there. And of course, the Indonesia GDP is growing really fast. And if we will choose the locations in Indonesia where to invest, of course, like for most of you probably hear about Bali and why Bali is a good place for investments in Indonesia. First of all, you need to understand that the tourists amount for the last 5 years in Bali is always growing. And right now, more than 14 million people visiting Bali per year. If we will compare it with any other destinations, you cannot find something like that. And you cannot find something that's sustainably growing for the last 5 years. Of course, there is still a lot of areas in Bali what is not developed yet pretty well, and there is a lot of opportunities where you can invest. Where I not recommend to you to invest in Bali, first of all in the locations like Kuta, Denpasar, Canggu, and this is like high risk for you. The medium risk is closer to Tanah Lot and Nuanu City, and where I recommend to you to invest, it's areas such as Kintamani, Bedugul, Amed, or Ubud. The areas what is not developed pretty well yet, but they have a lot of opportunities to grow because of the really great nature around, really great people who are living there. And I will tell you one thing, the Bali is one of the uniquest points in the world because of the religion. The most of the people here is smiling, and I'm not sure that soon the other islands in Indonesia will be such intensively growing as Bali. Probably Lombok, but we will see. Another points why you need to understand of investments in Indonesia and the emerging economies, because in my previous video I told you about the investments with geographical arbitrage. Geographical arbitrage is where you can make money in the countries what generate for you more income, but you invest in the countries with a growing economy. And of course, that kind of opportunity given to you the higher returns on your investments, and Indonesia is like one of those countries. Bali has a lot of benefits of the growing potential in the areas such as Lovina, because they right now plan to construct a new airport, and of course there will be a totally different destinations for totally different tourists. And the island is so huge and have so much different weather zones, so you can enjoy ocean, and in 1 hour you can be in the jungles and in the mountains, and you can relax from the that hot weather that you have been experienced in the ocean, right? So that unlock unlimited possibilities to invest in different areas in the island and enjoy from that profitability that you can receive from your investments. Because if you start investing in the areas such as Canggu or Seminyak, or if you start investing in Kuta, Denpasar and so on, you cannot get so much returns. And as I mentioned in my previous video, we're checking for more than 100 projects per month, and we're choosing just one project from all of them. By ourselves, we stop investing in Canggu area, for example, because the one important point, right now Canggu area has so much construction sites, and almost all of those construction sites, they're constructing the apartments. And apartments allow to people live in those apartments, and of course there is no so many demand in exactly that area to cover the whole supply of those apartments. So right now, in 1 year, when the constructions of all those projects will be finished, you cannot receive enough of money to cover your investments and receive the good returns on your investments and profitability. So when you're choosing where to invest and where you're making the analytics, think twice. Subscribe right now and stay tuned. I will tell you how not to lose money on your investments and how to earn more, which factors give you the best opportunities and how to get them. And of course, I will share my own experience. See you next time.